So when students are going for these entrance exams, when they want to go for design education, they have these exams like CEED, UCEED for bachelors, and NID for bachelors and masters. Then they have NIFT.
Yeah.
And then they have private colleges, a lot of private colleges. So I would like to pinpoint on these government examinations, the design entrance examinations. So what are these examinations looking for in the candidates?
So I have been teaching a lot of students about design, and I've been into training students for the design examinations as well. Some of my students have got top ranks in top 10s in CEED, NID.
That's amazing.
One who got NID AR1 in UG. And
oh wow!
Yeah, even for NIFT, I've got people they're studying in NIFT Mumbai, NIFT Bangalore, NIFT Gandhinagar. So a lot of my students I've trained. So one thing, Sanjay, I would like to point out what skills you need to clear these examinations. First thing, the first and foremost thing that you cannot live without if you are aspiring to be a designer to crack these exams is drawing skills. Drawing skills are the most essentials, I feel. Whatever you are thinking, whatever you're visualizing, whatever you're imagining, you have to put it on paper. So this is something that is of core importance. Your line quality, your shading techniques, your composition, your scale, your sense of perspective, your scale, if you're trying a human figure. So, all these things are very important that I feel. So that's the first main skill that aspirant should have. Second thing is creativity. Generating new ideas and out of the box thinking. If an examiner asks one kind of a question, so there's a tendency that 90% of the people would solve it in a certain kind of a way. But there can be 100 alternative methods. So they are looking for that third or fourth idea, which probably 2 to 3% of the students have. So creativity is something that I want students to nurture, enhance.
So the key thing here, by what you say, is it right to put it this way that the students would have to whenever they are in the exam and they read a question, so they have to leave out 3-4 ideas and then go for the idea that comes after that?
Definitely. If an examiner is seeing your paper and for the 10 papers that he has seen, he's seeing the same damn idea for the 10 for the 10 papers. So of course, the 11th paper that he sees, which has a different idea, of course that will intrigue. There is something different about this candidate.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and when we see in the design industry as well, Sandeep, you are also a designer. You must have seen. The first idea that you get is you're not really happy with it.
Yeah, that's true.
Never fall in love with your first idea is what they say in this film.
That's true.
So so I think probably that is the same methodology or the same principle that examiners is also seen.
So we've looked at first one is like the sketching skills, and then the second one is creativity.
Second is creativity, and the third is your ability to storytell, your ability to compose, your ability to speak well, write well, how you frame your whole thing, your story, how you frame your composition, how you frame. So, storytelling ability, that should be there. Of course, there are other pointers that I can also name. The fourth pointer being logical and aptitude. Fifth can be spatial and mechanical reasoning. Sixth I can pinpoint as, vocabulary. You should be good with vocabulary, mathematics, basic mathematics, basic geometry. But the three essential things that you should have are drawing skills, creativity, and the ability to storytell.
Right. So that's really an interesting insight into this. So you have 3 main things to focus on, guys. First thing is the amazing sketching skills, like Ashish just pointed out. And the second thing, the creativity, and third one being the ability to storytell. So it all makes sense, because even the first one, I would like to add one point, because I was just thinking while Ashish you were mentioning that it's important to be able to sketch. I think because that is the medium, that is the medium by which you tell the other person that this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm able to generate. So yeah, it actually absolutely makes perfect sense when you say it is the most important thing that students should be working on. So another thing that I want to ask is students that are appearing for these exams, they often say that they could not finish the paper in time. So is there anything that you would like to suggest or recommend to students who are listening to this podcast? What should they do to manage time better in the exam?
Yes, so Sanjay, you were asking a question before, what are the important skills that you should have for clearing design exams, and in my bucket list, in my whole list, I think I forgot the main important part that you just pointed out, time management. So that is one. The fourth point I'd like to introduce as a backdoor entry to the list. So time management is really important. If you're not completing the paper, you are just losing your chances, because now even by 1 or 2 marks you're losing a seat at the institute of your choice. So sketch fast. You have to develop the skill of sketching fast. When I got my paper for CEED, that was the first time I was attempting something on hand in front of me. So I just jumped into solving one of the toughest questions, which was the animation question. We had to draw a storyboard, a 20 frame storyboard. We had to draw of one scenario of a railway station where a thief tries to run away, and the police goes behind him and catches the thief and returns the jewelry that was stolen to the woman. So so this was a short description of the question, but it was more elaborate. So we had to draw 20 frames, and I had approximately 20 minutes to draw this. So that is 1 minute per frame, and you can almost feel my pen was Usain Bolt at that time. So I was just that there was sparks emerging, there was fire on the paper. Putting it in that perspective. So I really got into it. I was really.
I can actually visualize that right now.
So, but when the results came out, that was the question that I scored the most. And that made all the difference. That made me who I am today. So so sketching fast is one of the most important skills. You need to for me it was the first time I was doing it, but for you I would like to give this very important tip. You should practice it from right now. You imagine a scenario in your head. Probably you are going out in the market, or you are seeing an older person, and you want to sketch that. So imagining that thing, visualizing it and sketching, putting that on paper, keep a timer right beside you, and time your sketching, and put that out on paper. Try to be the best, try to bring out the best, I would say. So this is a very important skill.
Makes sense. And I noticed that you said your pen was Usain Bolt. So does it mean that you were drawing with a pen in the exam?
No, actually no. So actually yes, I think I'm losing my memory. I think it was a black ballpoint pen.
Wow.
So
this is incredible. This is incredible.
So they had also specified you have to shade. So I just went on with the pen, and then I picked up a small 3B, and then I shaded from one end to the last end.
That's insane. That's insane. That shows the level of confidence you had to attempt that 20 marks question, like the 20 frames that you had to draw within 20 minutes, and you did it with a pen.
Yeah, confidence is one thing, but your ass was on fire. That was the other thing. That added to the speed.
That's the real thing, then.